Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today we have got some really cool Armada, capable ships or compatible ships that we're going to be taking a look at. Really nice substitutions too, if you're just looking for a little variety in your fleets. And we're going to be looking at a bunch of this stuff. This is stuff Rob sent over from KD Yards or Quad Drive Yards. I'll put a link in so you can check them out in the description below. But this was a pretty nice of Rob, so big thanks for sending these out. We got a couple of different models. These are all 3D printed, really high quality 3D printed, by the way. And you can use these to spice up your games a little bit, swap out from one model to another, or just paint them up. You know, maybe we'll put a little paint on some of these and see how they look. But this one right here, this is, I believe, based on one of Colin Cantwell's original models for Star Trek. Like the pre-artwork. Ralph McQuarrie is very well known, but a lot of people may not know that Colin Cantwell also did a lot of the early work. For example, like the Arrestor cruiser was one of his initial designs. This is the Incursor-Class cruiser, it's kind of I think the precursor to what we now know as the Imperial Star Destroyer. So this one seems pretty cool, and it's got that base, so you can put this right onto your Armada stands and have this one fly out. There's a lot of paneling, a lot of detail in here. I believe this is also one of the ones that E.C. Henry had kind of taken the original design for and kind of spruced up a little bit. I know the Quad Drive Yards, a lot of their models are based on some of E.C. Henry's designs, so there's a lot of that. And then we're going to take a look at that one. We've got some other cool ones in here. So you may have seen a while back I did a Nebulon, and that was in the style of E.C. Henry's Nebulon. This is a Nebulon B Frigate. I guess the mold and there's a different material now, so we'll take a look at this one. Now I already have one of these. I'll put if you want to see one of these already painted up, I'll put a link in the description, because we've already taken a look at one of these before. But this is a really nice, kind of like if the Empire had kept their Nebulons. And so you can swap one of your Nebulons out for these. Maybe you've got like a specific title you want to run one of these for. Maybe you, maybe you just want to run some for the Empire. This is a slightly different version too. This is a Nebulon A Frigate, right? So, and again, these are all, I think, based on E.C. Henry's workings, because E.C. Henry's done a lot of really, really cool designs and has given permission for a lot of that stuff to be, basically you can get it over at Quad Drive Yards. So, very cool stuff. We've got a little antenna right there. Can you see that? That little antenna is super cool. Super cool looking. So you can really spice up the look of your fleets. I know it's an interesting discussion. A lot of people have been, because we're going to be entering kind of a lull for Armada as far as new ships coming out or whatever. And this is a perfect time to spice up your fleets a little bit, especially for folks that maybe they wanted something made, but maybe it doesn't fit in the balance, and you're like, oh man, but I just want it anyway, right? So, for example, we're going to take a look at the little baggies here. There's a couple of U-wings, and these are super cool. And I think there's definitely going to be desire to get U-wings out there. I think U-wings will show up too eventually. But this is really, really nice looking. Look at, we get the detail in there. Look at that. There's all kinds of panel lines. This is a really good model. And for right now, you could easily just swap this on a VCX, right? It's going to do a lot of the same roles, the same of the functionality as a generic VCX rather. And this works perfectly in Armada. Just make sure your opponent's okay with it, you having some different models in there. And you can do the same thing with the Empire. With the Lambda class shuttles, we've got the Zeta class cargo shuttles. And look at these. You can do the exact same thing here for your generics, that's just beautiful. They can perform a lot of the same roles, and you're spicing up the battle a little bit. You have some different shuttles in there. These are gorgeous. I'm loving them. We've got a couple more to take a look at. And boy, all right. So some of these I might not know exactly what they're from. So we've got Z92 Headhunters. I know that he had told me what these were from, but I'm forgetting. Let's take a look. So these are different Z90 or a lot of people are familiar with the Z95. This is a Z92. Is this like the version that the clones used, or maybe this was a precursor to the Z95? So we got a bunch of those, and there's enough to outfit 2 full squadrons with them. The T-Wing, I've got no idea what the T-Wing is. Probably from Legends, is my guess, because I believe Legends had every letter of the alphabet done. All right, let's see if I can get one of these up close. There we go. Well, that's nice. It's gonna probably be fast, right? That'd be a good sub for like an E-Wing squadron, I think, because they kind of look a little similar. Archon-Class fighter. I don't know what this one is either. I think, I could see something like this kind of being kind of cool to run in place with your gauntlets or something like that if you didn't want Mandos in with the Empire and you just wanted something else. But they kind of have almost like a Klingon kind of vibe going on to them. But I'm not 100% sure what those ones go to. But those are very cool. We got a couple more to look at, and there's some really cool ones in here too, because some of these I think are background ships from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi had like a lot of background ships that are blurry, and E.C. Henry's done a lot of work on some of these. So I'm not sure which of these or how many of these are, if maybe all of them or just some of them are based on some of those designs where he took a background ship and kind of enhanced it as much as he could, and then kind of elaborated and took some liberties to see how it would look if it were made today. So this is an YX950 freighter brute variant. That's kind of cool if you're just looking for I don't know what role this. I mean, it would make a good flotilla. If you don't want all Gazantes. Oh man. And then here's the YX950 freighter Kiprin Renegade variant. This one I definitely recognize, because I think this is one of the, I probably saw this E.C. Henry video here. And it's a little asymmetrical, but so is the Millennium Falcon, right? There's actually really, really good detail on this. Makes it look a lot more Star Warsy with all of the greebling and then the round and then the squares and all of that. But a very cool looking, kind of has a little Millennium Falcon-esque-ness to it. Let's see what else we have here. We've got some more stuff to look at. Mc75 Conversion Kit. Oh, okay. I think this is so you can change your MC75s a little bit to look a little bit more like some of the variant pieces that we saw in episode 9. So we've got some fins here that can go on, and oh, look at this one. This one actually looks really, really cool. Or if you want to just get crazy and customize some other ships too, like maybe you want to put this on a Nebulon and just have it be like a super crazy Nebulon with giant wings. But I think more commonly you're going to want this if you want to look like, there's lots of different Mon Calamari ships and no two really look alike. Oh, here we got another YX950 freighter Glory Glider variant. This one looks kind of similar to one of the last ones, but let's see. Oh, that one's got some really good detailing. Oh, it's got the whole middle section. Like it's actually got cargo, whereas this one doesn't. I see that. Yeah, this one's full. This one's taking some stuff, and this can also be useful in your RPGs and stuff too. If for those of you who like to run like Edge of the Empire or Age of Rebellion or Force and Destiny Star Wars RPGs, these can be really fun. Like especially if you're looking for like cargo ships, like how many times does not every single ship in the galaxy need to be a combat ship, right? So you can have like your cargo ships and stuff that you either have to protect, or maybe something's hidden on, or maybe you start out and you got like a lower level ship, and then you need to upgrade. And so like this, like here you got 3 different stages. You got like level 1, level 2, and level 3, right? So that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Let's see if I can put a little paint on some of these. All right, so I put a little bit of primer on here, and it's gonna be ready for painting. I'm using one of the Mel Miniatures flight stands just to hold it down so I don't get paint all over one of my existing stands. But all right, here it is. I've kind of done, I think, all I'm gonna do on this one. Put some lighting on there, put a couple more layers of airbrushing and some wash. and some engine glow effects on this thing, and then some ship lights in there. We also have the Nebulon done, the Nebulon B, the Imperial Nebulon B. I didn't do everything like the Nebulon A here. I just put some engine glow on, and I left that one kind of lighter. I haven't put a wash on that one yet, so I'll do a little bit more with that. And here's the older style Imperial Nebulon B. This is just one I've had for a little bit longer that I did in a lighter color. So now I've got kind of like a lighter one and a darker one. Also did some of the other ships as well. Like this one still hasn't gotten a wash yet. Still working on that. But here's one that's mostly done. And I don't have a stand for him just yet. But he's got a wash on. I painted some of the cargo containers and a little bit of like ship lighting kind of going on around there. I think those will work good for sort of a Gazanti, not a Gazanti, but gosh, what do you call that thing? The GR75, something like that would be a good kind of replacement for that. So, all right, guys. Well, that's about it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to enter to win the $25 Amazon gift card. Just be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I'm going to put a link where you can get these down into the description below too, so definitely check that out. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.